Still a long 2.5 or 3 yards there. And it's intercepted.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone out there who's been watching my videos. I greatly appreciate it. If you give my videos a thumbs up or maybe share the video or leave a comment below, I greatly appreciate it. And once again, watch my videos. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, I'll tell you what. The Buffalo Bills got themselves a happy little camper quarterback, don't they? Josh Allen just signed a 6-year, $258 million contract, 150 guaranteed. So basically, he signed a 6-year deal worth over $250 million. Wow. You know, I often wonder, is right now, I guess maybe go any sport, maybe, I'm just say baseball, maybe basketball, football, is the first billion-dollar person alive? Think about it. Somewhere along the line, somebody's going to get that contract. Figure what, maybe 20 years from now, whatever, somebody's going to get a, 10-year, $1 billion contract, quarterback or something. Whatever. I mean, think about it. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, I believe I was reading, I think he's the top guy. He's at $45 million a year. All right. Josh Allen's now at 43. Dak Prescott's at 40. So Josh Allen's the second highest paid quarterback. All right. All the land. So at $45 million a year. All right. And and once the numbers start getting that high, they don't go 45 and okay, I'll give you 45. Somebody else signs about Patrick Mahomes. Oh, we'll give you 45.5. Then the next person, okay, we'll give you 46. No, it doesn't go like that. I mean, the next person that's up, that's doing pretty good, just then, bam, 50. Then it's just gonna, So really think about it. Like in 20 years from now, 25 years from now. Maybe there's a baby out there that's just born. Might be the first billion-dollar baby. Think about it. A quarterback. As I said, like a 10-year deal. Maybe $100 million a year. $1 billion contract. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, what does this got to do for Daniel Jones and the New York Football Giants? Well, with Josh Allen, he was picked number 7. So he's very, very comparable, his salary per year. He was supposed to make $3.5 million this year. Daniel Jones makes about $4 million a year because Daniel Jones was picked 6, Josh Allen was picked 7. So they're very close, very, very similar to how much they're making on their rookie deal. But what they're doing with the 6 years, the $258 million, it's a 6-year deal, but basically they're spreading it out over the next 8 years. The 6 years of the contract, okay? This year, which should be his 4th year, and his 5th year, which would be his 5th year, the contract, his 5th year option, they would say, for a first round selection. So they got it for 8 in the next 8 years, obviously including this year. So in 2029, he'll be a free agent. He'll have $250 million in the bank, but he'll be a free agent. So instead of 3.5 this year, all right, they're giving him a $16.5 million signing bonus. All this money is coming out of the $258 million. All right. So basically, he's going to, instead of making 3.5, he's making $20 million this year. But the beauty of it is he's only going $10 million against the cap. So it's basically not one of the years he's averaging on his deal $43 million a year. There's only 1 year where he's making $43 million or more, and that would be in 2022. He's making $47 million. Okay, all the other years he's making under $43 million. 2022. Okay, that was his 5th-year option. He was supposed to be making $23 million. They picked up his 5th-year option. He was supposed to make 23. Instead of 23, he's making 47. All right, and but only 16.3 of it is for the cap hit. Okay, now the cap hit starts going up after that. 2023, Josh Allen's making only $28 million a year. Okay, but his cap hit is 39.7. 2024 he's making $30 million a year, but his cap hit is 41.7. 2025 he's making 39.5. His cap hit is 51.2. 2026 he's making 38.5. Cap hit 46.9. 2027 he's making 40. The cap hit is 40. Imagine that. 2028, okay, and 27 and 28 it's the same. 2028 he's making 41.5. His cap hit's 41.5. Now the reason why they did that was because in 2023, 2022 is his cap hit is 16.3. 2023 his cap hit is at 39.7. It goes up like $23 million. Okay, but the reason why is because I saw this. This is a few months old, but the NFL announces a brand new broadcasting rights deal. Okay, they just did, and this is months old, but with huge salary cap implications. Okay, now read this here. The NFL's landscape changed when the league announced a new long-term agreement with its broadcasting partners, a stable that includes CBS, Fox, NBC, ESPN/ABC, and Amazon, which will bring in $10 billion a year in revenue for the next decade. So basically, over the next 10 years, that revenue from those TV partners and all going to bring in $100 billion. All right, but this is not going to start till 2023. So this year, we know the salary cap is in the low 180s. Next year, the ceiling is be 208. Right, that's in 2022. 2023, the cap's supposed to jump up quite a bit. So that's certainly going to help the Giants out with Daniel Jones. So let's get over to Daniel Jones here, right? Now, this year he's only making $3 million, okay? That's what he's making, but his cap hit is 7.1. Next year, his fourth year, all right, he's making he's going to get paid 4.2, but his cap hit is 8.3, all right? Now, in 2023, actually after the third season's over, I think it's on or before May 3rd of like next year, the Giants have to make the decision, are we going to option out his fifth year or not? Obviously, it's all going to depend upon this year. Does he get, you have no idea. He could play the first 4, 5, 6 games and light it up and then get hurt and be out the rest of the season. And it's like, well, he got hurt. He gets hurt a lot, but boy, he was lighting it up. So it's kind of like, or he can just be lighting it up the whole season. It's like, definitely, we're going to option his fifth year. Definitely sign for the fifth year and all that. If he's not doing good, or if he just gets hurt and doesn't do good at all, whatever, they might, But anyway, so in his fifth year, all right, if Josh Allen in his fifth year was going to get about $23 million. Now the fifth year, the option they have is like this average salary. I think it's from the top third to the top 20th salary of the quarterbacks. They take that and they average it out, and that's what his salary would be for the fifth year. Now Josh Allen is $23 million. That means Daniel Jones might be about $25 million. Okay, so now his cap hit this year is 8.3. I'm sorry, his cap hit next year would be 8.3. Say it goes up to 25 in 2023. That's a jump of $17 million. That's but in 2023, that's when that new deal goes in, and that's when the salary cap's going to jump up. So that $17 million that they, if they sign him to the fifth year, the $17 million possibly that his salary's going to jump up, they could probably, they could take that on, okay, without having to start getting rid of all kinds of players. So that's very, very important. Then the next year after that, I was reading like possibly, the salary could go up maybe $20 million a year, due to this contract that they just signed. So if it goes up a decent amount in 2023, the next year, when they have to sign him maybe to a long-term deal, say they sign him for $35 million. Okay, can't see him getting Dak Prescott numbers or Patrick Mahomes numbers. So just say 35, okay? Well, if he's making 25, all right, in 2023, in 2024, the salary, from what I'm reading, looks like it might go up about another $20 million, and they might have to come up with $10 more million to sign him. So they could sign him, have an extra $10 million, all right, and so they can maybe sign another player or so. So it doesn't seem like it's going to be that absolutely horrible if he balls out this year and does really, really good. I mean, you just got to look at it, 'cause, I mean, it was starting to look like it might be like, man, we got to start getting rid of some guys. I mean, if you're paying him like, he's making $4 million next year, but if you're going to start paying him 35, it's like, man, that's $30 million. Who are we going to get rid of? I mean, you got Leonard Williams making his average salary. He's making $21 million a year. Kenny Golladay, average salary, he's making $18 million a year. James Bradbury's making $14.5 average. Adoree Jackson's averaging $13 million. Logan Ryan's averaging 10.3. Blake Martinez is averaging 10.2. Saquon, he's averaging 7.8. Now he's gonna, he's due for a contract extension now. This is a huge year for him. Can he stay healthy? We'll have to wait and see. I got Sterling Shepard. All right, he's making 10.25. Now, unfortunately, this might be the last year for him, because if we get rid of him next year, he's $4 million, I think, dead cap hit, but we would save him 10. So we saved 10 or 10 and a half. We got to bite the bullet on 4 of it, so we would be saving about $6.5 million if we were going to let him go. Now the thing is, like next year, all right, I think the cap ceiling is like 208. We already have $206 million out in contracts already. So if we can let, maybe sadly, our longest tenured giant, Sterling Shepard, go, that would save us $6.5 million, and that would bring us down to like 200. And of course, you can start finagling with some numbers and all that and everything. But the problem is that we have, a lot of good draft picks coming in. I said that if we got like 2 top 10 picks, or a top 10 and a top 15, I mean, you're looking at probably $6-7 million you're going to need to sign the first round picks. You're going to need at least $1 million or $1.5 million to sign your second round pick. You're going to need like about $2 million to sign your third round pick. So between the first 5 picks, your first 2 in round 1, your second round, and your 2/3, you're going to need $10 million absolute, probably minimum. I mean, unless the Giants, or the Bears do phenomenal and just say they go far in the playoffs, and say the Giants are picking 27th or something. I mean, that would help with the money. But I mean, if they're picking low, I mean, you're looking at just to sign the first 5 guys next year, about $10 million. And right now we have like less than 2, and so that's just to sign the draft picks. That doesn't include anything about trying to sign anybody. But, if we have to sign, if we got to sign Daniel Jones, okay. That means we hopefully have our quarterback for the future. Okay, that's not a bad thing. And then, as I said, next year he's only making 4.2. He's got an 8.3 cap hit. All right, but that's already accounted toward the cap. All right, so he's only making 8.3. If he's got to go up to about $25 million in his 5th year, that's when the salary jumps up. All right, so we can absorb that. And then the next year, if we sign him to like a $35 million a year contract, in 2024 the salary's going to jump up again. So we can absorb that. We won't be able to sign a boatload of guys because we're signing our quarterback, but we don't have to start jettisoning guys left and right, which is absolutely huge. So if Daniel Jones can just ball out this year, we're going to have some money. We'll be able to sign him. And so the future's looking pretty good. All right, he's got to pay off though. Of course, if he does horrible this year, this video, all I'm talking about is absolutely a moot point. But we'll have to wait and see. But just because Josh Allen's making $43 million a year doesn't mean like the Giants are gonna go under, because they're not gonna have the money. they'll have the money to pay Daniel Jones. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!